After going bankrupt, I do the unthinkable for my gravely ill younger brother, Ricky Ashford, and climb into the bed of Damien Blackwood, the notorious Mafia boss. When his smoldering gaze sweeps over my shirtless body, I stay perfectly still. The reason is that I'm afraid to set off this infamous man in front of me. However, the next instant, his lips are everywhere on my skin, and the night dissolves into a wild, reckless blur. For 3 years, I endure every torment in his bed. Thoughts of escape and even suicide cross my mind, but the fact that my brother is fighting for his life in the ICU keeps me going. One day, I accidentally overhear him speaking with his childhood friend, Chloe Sterling. How long do you plan to toy with your enemy's daughter? You're not falling for her, are you? Don't be absurd. And what about her sickly brother? He died long ago. The last thread holding me together snaps. Now, there is no reason left to live. As I prepare to end my life by burning charcoal, tears well up in his eyes as he pleads for me not to leave. Chapter 1. After going bankrupt, I did the unthinkable to save my gravely ill younger brother, Ricky Ashford. I climbed into the bed of Damien Blackwood, the notorious Mafia boss. One night of passion sealed my fate, and I became his kept woman. For 3 years, we entangled ourselves in gardens, hot springs, and vineyards. We explored every intimate position and lost ourselves in unrelenting desire. Damien possessed a raw, physical stamina that consumed me completely, leaving me utterly wrecked every time. However, for the sake of my brother in the ICU, I chose to endure it. Everything changed when I accidentally overheard his conversation with his childhood friend, Chloe Sterling. How long do you plan to toy with your enemy's daughter? Don't tell me you've fallen in love? Don't be absurd. How could I possibly fall in love with her? And what about her sickly brother? The hospital called last night. He's already passed away. The grief hit so hard it felt like my chest was being ripped open. With Ricky gone, I no longer had any reason to live. I decided to follow after Ricky when he was laid to rest in 3 days. When Damien arrived at the hospital, I was cleaning my brother's face. Seeing Damien, I couldn't resist confronting him. Why didn't you tell me my brother is dead? His face went rigid as he gripped my wrist. If you knew he was gone, you'd leave me for good. I couldn't let that happen. Then will you marry me? I asked. Damien looked away, speaking with cold finality. That will never happen. Your father killed my elder brother. Even if I wanted to marry you, my family would never allow it. He went on, in 3 days, I have to go through with my family's arrangement and marry Chloe. Just hold on for a year. Once she's had my child, I'll take you away. I yanked my hand from his grip then hugged him tightly. Okay, I'll wait, I said, lying through my teeth. My only family was gone, and so was my will to live. Once Ricky was laid to rest, I planned to follow him. By the time Damien and I returned home, Chloe was already inside waiting for us for a long time. She sarcastically taunted, you shouldn't be here. In 3 days, Damien and I are getting married. As I walked toward the second floor, I caught a glimpse of her out of the corner of my eye. She had taken off her coat, leaving only a lace negligee underneath. Before I reached the master bedroom, the two of them were already locked in a deep, hungry kiss in the living room. As they entangled in a heated embrace, I began packing my belongings. I took the small hand-carved wooden horse Damien made for me, the expensive paintings he'd bought, and the jewelry he'd given me, then threw them all into the brazier. I meant to wipe away every sign of my existence and vanish without a trace. That evening, Damien finally escorted Chloe upstairs. His shirt hung open, exposing his sculpted chest, which was covered in fresh red marks. She saw I was burning my belongings and chuckled. Poor thing. Looks like you'll be alone from now on, she said. When he saw that I was burning all his gifts to me, he quickly put out the flames and said apologetically, I'm sorry. What I did with Chloe was only to ensure she bore an heir quickly. But you shouldn't have burned our memories. I smiled faintly and responded, I don't care for these things anymore. Damien pulled out a black card from his pocket and handed it to me. Buy whatever you like instead. Just don't play with fire and hurt yourself, he said. He then brought my burned fingers to his lips. His face was full of worry as he blew gently on them. Seeing that, Chloe angrily hurled her lace dress at my feet. Since you have nothing better to do, wash this for me, and make sure you do it by hand. I stayed silent and looked at Damien. I could see the anger building in his expression. He grabbed the lace dress and threw it back in Chloe's face. Are there no maids in this house? Why do you insist on making her do it? He added, you're nothing but a pawn in this marriage arrangement. Your only duty is to obediently bear an heir. Do not overstep by messing with my woman. Chapter 2. Seeing Damien defend me should have been comforting, but all I felt was a hollow pain inside. If there hadn't been a family feud or my father hadn't accidentally killed his brother, we might have been married with children by now. For the past 3 years, he had loved me more than he loved himself. When I casually mentioned craving Kalish curry, he discharged himself from the hospital while still recovering and flew us straight to Kalerose. Given my health problems, Damien arranged for his family doctor and bodyguards to watch over me around the clock. The night I was abducted, he came to rescue me himself. Even after being stabbed 3 times, he refused to leave me behind. When Chloe spiked my coffee and caused me to pass out, he stayed by my side all night. As soon as dawn broke, he took his men and wrecked her place. However, what good did any of it do? He would take on the world for me, but the blood feud between our families was something he couldn't overcome. Watching him berate Chloe on my behalf, I suddenly felt exhausted. Enjoy your wedding in 3 days, I said softly. I salvaged the carved horse from the ashes, the one he'd stayed up all night making, then clutched it tightly in my palm. I muttered, in 3 days, I will leave you for good, Damien. We shall never meet again. After stumbling out of the room, I could no longer hold back my tears. At last, last, my family and I could be together again in heaven. While Damien was out, I went to a small store on the outskirts of town and purchased 2 large bags of charcoal. The shopkeeper, a kindly old man, reminded me, "Miss, remember to open the windows for ventilation if you're using charcoal to keep warm." I smiled faintly and said nothing. Once Ricky's funeral was over, I planned to end my life by burning charcoal and leave this world for good.